Seriously, don't have the baby of a guy you've broken up with. Could it be that you couldn't forget about me? Did you think that if you had a child, I'd never be able to cut ties with you? How naive is that? Hey, what do you say? It's just ridiculous looking back. Breaking up was absolutely the right decision. If I had stayed with such a delusional man, I would never have achieved the happiness I have now. Today, I want to talk about my unforgettable dark history and the revolt against it. My name is Jessica. I'm a 53-year-old housewife who enjoys doing household chores while watching the morning news. I was 38 at the time, living peacefully with my husband, Mike. However, around that time, a bit of unrest started to creep into our home. Mike would respond to what I said with a "so what" or an oddly intimidating or indifferent manner. I would try to continue the conversation, but he would cut me off with "I'm busy right now." I felt dismissed, treated with disdain. It wasn't like him at all. He used to love to chat and crack jokes to make me laugh whenever he had the chance. But then this transformation happened. It was such a sudden change that I wondered if I had done something wrong, but I couldn't think of anything specific. One day, I noticed a faint lipstick mark on the back of a shirt Mike had brought to the laundry. He had come home late from work, claiming he had to work overtime. It was hard to imagine that someone at Mike's male-dominated office had leaned against his back with lipstick on. If that were the case, it was too scary to even think about. Could it be a woman? I wondered. Although I naturally came to that conclusion, a lipstick stain alone was hardly conclusive evidence. There could be countless excuses, like accidentally bumping into someone. I decided to wait a bit longer to gather more evidence, carefully checking for any unusual behavior from Mike. Ironically, just paying a little more attention revealed a slew of evidence of infidelity. For instance, Mike would always get up to use the bathroom around 2 a.m. while he was sleeping at night. I had never doubted him before, but it turned out he was using that time to talk to a woman on the phone in the bathroom. There were also instances when I found long strands of hair inside his suit jacket, and sometimes, upon closer inspection, his handkerchief seemed to have traces of what appeared to be lipstick. The most damning piece of evidence was a tinted lip balm I found when I borrowed Mike's car for the first time. After 10 years of marriage, the frustration of having Mike taken by someone new, along with the loneliness of not wanting to be alone, and the resurgence of my affection for Mike were overwhelming. Is there really no chance of starting over? Isn't there something I can do to make him look my way again? Isn't there a way to rekindle what has cooled off? Just as I was pondering these thoughts, the reality of my pregnancy became clear. Needless to say, I thought pregnancy at this timing was a gift from God. We don't have children, and the monotony in our relationship might have been the cause of Mike's affair. Maybe this pregnancy could be the chance for him to change. Holding on to that hope, I brought up the pregnancy to Mike. But then, what the heck? Give me a break. This is such a hassle. Let's just break up. I couldn't believe my ears. Well, looking back, I think my judgment and expectations were too naive. The likelihood of a man who's cheating coming back is extremely rare. Life isn't like a TV drama where things just work out smoothly. But back then, I truly believed that since we married out of love, we could surely find our way back to each other. Is that really how you're going to say it? It's your child too. Even for the child, it would be better off for a dad like me not to be around. You've realized it too, right? Seeing Mike's smirking face made my heart skip a beat. That I'm having an affair. Pretending not to know about Mike's affair and hoping the pregnancy would magically fix everything, it felt like I was being pushed off a cliff. At that time, I thought if the affair was brought to light, things would get tense and Mike would never come back. But that was a misjudgment too. I wanted you to find out and did so much to let you, but you never said a word. I was at my wit's end, waiting for you to say, "This is unthinkable. Let's get a divorce." You really made me go through a lot of trouble. You're kidding, right? I wouldn't bother with such a hassle if it were a lie. I have a cute 24-year-old girlfriend now. A 38-year-old about to get fat from pregnancy. I have no use for you anymore. Here, take this as alimony or whatever. Just agree on a divorce, he said. After that, I cried for 3 days and nights. Eventually, when Mike stopped coming home, I found the resolve to divorce. 5 years have passed since then. I was afraid of growing old and being single, but fortunately, I remarried my childhood friend, Steve, also divorcee, and we live modestly with our child, Cho. Steve had been cheated on by his wife too, a fellow survivor of a messy divorce. Being comrades who share the same pain made life with him very comfortable. On our anniversary, he would book a fancy restaurant every year, and for my birthday, he would get me something slightly expensive. I felt cherished. I hoped these days would continue forever. As we celebrated another anniversary this year, it was supposed to be a delightful dinner at our usual upscale restaurant. Wow, Jessica, is that you? The person who gasped upon seeing my face was Mike. What? Why are you here? I couldn't hide my disgust. What a tragedy. I had accidentally run into Mike coming out of the restroom. I'm here for a business dinner. Unlike you, I'm busy. Mike glanced over my shoulder and approached briskly. Wow, so you had the child, huh? The one you were pregnant with when we split. That's gross. Saying that, Mike grabbed the child's hand, looked closely, and began to say outrageous things. Seriously, don't have the child of a guy you've broken up with. Oh, could it be that you couldn't forget about me, thinking that if you had a child, I'd never be able to cut ties with you? How naive is that? Hey, what do you say? Mike, grinning, seemed to be having a great time spinning the child around by the hand. The child's face twisted in distress, and he started crying out loud. Daddy, Mommy, help. Some stranger is taking me. There. I'm your daddy, and your mommy's right over there. You're just like her, a stupid child. Just when Mike blurted out those words, suddenly a man, towering over 6 feet, appeared from behind and forcefully grabbed Mike's arm. Excuse me, but that boy is mine. You know that, the tall man said, glaring at Mike. A glimpse of a tattoo peeked out from his arm, and noticing it, Mike instantly turned pale. Hey Jessica, tell your husband to stop. Mike protested, bewildered. Excuse me, that woman is not my wife, I interjected. Mike's expression almost made me burst out laughing. Ha, is this guy your new husband, Jessica? Mike asked in confusion. I'm not sure what you've been saying, but surely you don't think you can make someone's child cry and get away with it, do you? The tall man said, glaring at Mike. The scolding from the police seemed to have hit him hard. He even came to apologize to me. Since Mike doesn't know where I live now, he actually went to my parents' house to express his apologies to my mother. He admitted that the way we parted was the worst and that he was wrong. Aging, having been abandoned by his affair partner, and finding himself increasingly isolated, the recent incident seemed to have broken him, leaving him to feel the loneliness of having no one to come for him. Well, it's too late for apologies now. As far as I'm concerned, I continued to ignore Mike. Honestly, if we hadn't met there, I probably would have gradually forgotten about him altogether. By the way, Steve noticed I hadn't returned to our table for a while and came to the restroom to check on me. However, he decided to watch from the shadows, thinking this might be Jessica's first and last chance to get back at Mike. Of course, I was ready to jump in if anything happened, but that guy restraining Mike was just too strong. That guy apparently used to live in Mexico and was the captain of a football team there, I mentioned. No wonder he's strong, I guessed. I had no role to play there. I was seriously scared, thought he was from some dangerous profession or something. I said with a laugh, and I couldn't help but laugh along with him. Normally, one might say something like, "Not very manly of you," but Steve doesn't have to deal with Mike, and I believe it was a problem I needed to resolve myself, I acknowledged. In the end, now I can proudly face Steve, I continued. Coincidentally, this year's anniversary became a new beginning for me. And now, with Steve becoming a freelance architect and his income doubling, I quit my part-time job and am enjoying life as a relaxed housewife. When I ask Cho, who's somewhat in a rebellious phase, to do something, she complains. But when I stay silent, she quietly helps out. This trait of hers is something that only Steve and I see, secretly finding irresistible. Though Cho is our only child due to a late pregnancy, our family of 3 and our 2 dogs live a life that's lively, perhaps too much so. Despite never having children with Mike, I was able to conceive and give birth at an older age with Steve. In a way, I consider this to be fate. As a child, I secretly dreamed of marrying that special someone destined just for me. And who would have thought that dream would come true with a second marriage? Sometimes I allow myself to indulge in such dreamy thoughts. With these reflections, I cherish the ordinary days that come my way, days that are anything but ordinary, filled with love and gratitude. As I reflect on the twists and turns of my life, I realize that every experience, whether joyful or painful, has shaped me into the person I am today. From the heartbreak of betrayal to the unexpected joy of second chances, each moment has taught me resilience, empathy, and the importance of cherishing the present. Now, as I watch Cho play with our dogs in the backyard, I feel a deep sense of contentment. Despite the challenges I've faced, I've found happiness in the simple moments of everyday life. And as I look at Steve, who's preparing dinner with a smile on his face, I'm reminded of the strength that comes from facing adversity with courage and grace. Life may not always unfold according to our plans, but it has a way of leading us exactly where we're meant to be. And for that, I'm grateful. Grateful for the love that surrounds me, the lessons I've learned, and the endless possibilities that lie ahead. So, as the sun sets on another day, I embrace the future with open arms, knowing that whatever may come, I'll face it with determination, resilience, and an unwavering belief in the power of love. And with that, I take Steve's hand, ready to embark on the next chapter of our journey together. The best moral of the story is that life's challenges and hardships can lead to unexpected blessings and opportunities for growth. Despite facing heartbreak and betrayal, the protagonist learns to find strength, resilience, and happiness in the present moment. Through perseverance and courage, she discovers that true fulfillment comes from embracing life's twists and turns with an open heart and a willingness to face whatever comes her way. This teaches us that while we may encounter setbacks and disappointments, they can ultimately lead us to a place of greater understanding, gratitude, and inner peace. Thank you for joining us for this captivating journey through the complexities of love, betrayal, and resilience. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more content that delves into the depths of human experience, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We release new videos regularly, covering a wide range of topics, from personal growth and self-discovery to inspiring stories of triumph over adversity. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Until next time, remember to embrace life's challenges with courage and find strength in the power of love. See you in the next video.